I can't cope with this. I was going to turn this bollocks off.
This tastes like fucking diesel.
Well, it's all your fault, isn't it? Whenever you used to drink this shit to impress her old men. When we put him in the ground, God rest him, I thought I might start drinking someone I actually enjoyed. But then in came you, didn't you? Making it all Christmas tradition.
You've gone all dark.
Well, there's no use in keeping high spirits around you, is there? Moodiest sod on earth. I tell you what, it rubs off on you sooner or later, doesn't it? I mean, look at you. You've got a face in you like a fucking funeral. Come on. At least drink the thing with a smile on your face. It's Christmas Eve, for fuck's sake. I'm here. You're here. We're all fucking here. It's cold as fuck outside. Ain't no warmer place to be. So just hold your nose and...
Drink and be merry.
That's it. That's where it's out. Get on, boy.
You're fucking... That's peanut. Do you reckon we did them?
Do what?
You know. Impress them.
Who? Old men?
Yeah. Our old men, yeah.
Did we fuck? They made of stronger stuff they were. And you know as well as I do. That would take more than the likes of you and me and a fucking belly full of whiskey and head full of glass. So them on side. Tough old bastards they were.
You know, I think I did once. Impress my old man.
One?
Yeah, well, I wrote this love poem for, what's her face? Dorothy Wood. Remember Dorothy Wood?
Remember her. Her was bloody lovely, her. Beautiful face like a
Oil painting.
beautiful oil painting.
Yeah, well, I wrote her this acrostic love poem. All the letters of the girl's name. Spent hours on it, under my sheets with the lamp blaring at my forehead. I was sweating like spam under there. Smudging all the words. I must have wrote the thing out 3 or 4 times. Put everything I had into the letters of her name. D is for Dorothy. O is for orange. She had orange hair.
Didn't she just? It was bright as piss. You could light the way with her head.
Yeah. Well, I goes to ring her up in the hallway. And for some thick-head fucking reason, as soon as I hear the thing pick up on the other end, off I go, belting this thing out, proper fast. I weren't letting the words fall off my tongue. No, they was whizzing out like piss. After I'd concluded my little ditty, this voice answers on the other end of the line, gruff and deep. Not my Dorothy, no. She had a voice like syrup.
Sweet, sweet syrup.
Beautiful voice. No. This was more like how I sound now.
And you ain't no bloody maid, are ya?
Certainly not a 10-year-old either. No. Anyway, this voice says, I expect you'll be wanting me to fetch Dorothy then. Yeah.
Yes, please.
That was our old man. I just hung the thing up straight away. No thinking.
What? No goodbye or nothing?
No, Tom. No goodbyes. I was calling for my Dorothy, not some oldie with talons for tits. Do have some fucking standards left in me.
Yeah, you do, boy.
that Monday, back in school, avoiding Dorothy like the inland fucking revenue. Hoping the whole thing has been some nightmare, some fever dream in my imagination. But there she is, walking across the playground towards me. I'm frozen to the spot. Dread, horror, nowhere to run, no walls to hide behind. She gets a lick away from me, and she says, "Do you want to walk me to lesson?"
Bollocks.
God honest, Tom, God honest. Yeah, stunned me too. But off we go, walking the playground. I was escorting her to lesson. Couldn't say a whisper, mind, but it was pleasant enough. Just felt good to be walking next to the girl. And then she turns to me, and guess what she says then? "You can hold my hand if you want."
Shit the bed. Really?
I just fucking grabbed her hand and squeezed it. I was clammy as cod, but it didn't bother her nothing. And I'm thinking, this is it. This is the top. This is heaven-like. And she turns to me and says, you can kiss me if you want."
Bloody hell, man.
I just went for it. Lunged straight in, nose first, proper fast, and hit her in the cheek so hard I broke the fucking skin.
You're a fucking knob, aren't you?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget the shriek she made. Ripped away from my hand and ran across the playground, leaving me alone. I never kissed a girl again in that place the entire time I was there. Nah, she put a curse on me. And hex.
We've heard that one before, haven't we?
Yeah, well, I'm not made of stories, am I?
Well, I am. These hands, they're full of fucking stories.
Yeah. Your stories all involve cement.
Oh, well, a couple of fingers worth, mind you. Let's have a look at your hands then.
Get off my fucking
Look,
hands.
yeah. Soft as a baby's ass.
I get
Have
off
you even
it.
done the washing up with these?
Look, my hands have stories. Look at that one. Big story behind that one. Golden one, that.
How many times have we heard that?
Yeah. It's a good one, though.
It's alright.
Oh, fucking can't you leave it be, for Christ's sake,
Keep
Tom?
fucking drinking, keep drinking.
I'm just trying to make it last, is all.
Bollocks.
Happy?
Come on. It's alright, I'll get it through the cracks. Oh, careful, careful.
Alright.
I almost married her.
Oh, Dorothy? Get the fuck.
Get the skids pretty quick. I said to her, "Yeah, Dorothy, I fucking love you. But there's only enough room for one cunt in this house." Alright?
You prick, Tom. I bet she loved that.
Oh, you'll love this. I went to the back of my car, the boot of my car, and got out this fucking biggest, fattest bastard pot of paint you could find. And she poured the twat all over my car. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I said to her, "Oi, I'll have my ring back, thank you."
That's what happened, was it?
You know what I said?
What's that?
I had swallowed it.
You swallowed the ring, you're joking.
Gobbled it up. Car, ring, same fucking night.
Dorothy
Happy
Wood.
Christmas.
Talking to my old man. One Christmas years ago, I must have been about 6 years old. He was out collecting money for the Lifeboat Society. Dressed up as Father Christmas, walking up and down the harbour, shaking a bucket, collecting change. Anyway, he goes to the pub that evening and gets bladdered on the gut rot whiskey. And gets it into his head that he's going to come home and give me a Christmas miracle by putting my stocking at the end of my bed whilst dressed as Father fucking Christmas. Trouble was, he'd had a few, and he didn't quite make it up the stairs, and then passed out.
A bladder.
I wakes up in the middle of the night with the pre-Christmas excitement to find Santa Claus dead on the stairs and Dad missing. Needless to say, the magic was somewhat ruined, but I appreciated the sentiment. Santa dead on the stairs.
That looks like me done now. Sun will be up soon. Oh, and the kids are going to be tugging at us in the window, won't we, their presents.
Don't.
Can't blame him, mind you. That's what us did all them bloody years back when us were young'uns.
Look, mate. You're bladdered. You're bladdered already. No harm in pushing it a little further. Come on, stay.
Listen, you have that. You finish that off. Yeah. Call it an early Christmas present
For you there.
from me to you.
One more. One more story. One for the road light. Come on. This one's a good one. I promise you. Stop me if you've heard it already, but don't. I remember my birth. I know what you're thinking. Friend to me for God knows how long, brother to me, still think the same as all the others. I am not a liar, Tom. Not me. No, I remember my birth. I remember the wound too. That was my favourite. All warm, everything laid out, everything I wanted in there. Of course, being that age, I didn't have much to go on. And then the noise. All that screaming and shouting. My mum, she could scream for England, she could. You remember. Chaos. My cord was caught round my neck, tugging at me, choking me, and strangling me. And there I am. And then I remember the big silver tongs, like a vending machine claw, came in, ripped me out, clean, out of the darkness. Well, I say that. There was a little bit more rough and tumble before the light. And then I was out of the warm, into the cold with the rest of them. My old man was there. First and only time I saw the man cry. He couldn't look at me, because if he did, it would all be real. Then he must have went up, took a proper glimpse. And just like that, he was in love. What a feeling. What a feeling.
Now, who's that beautiful creature? I mean, what a nose. Who could have moulded such a refined piece? Michelangelo? Donatello?
Relic. That's all. Memory. Photograph. Found it in my jacket pocket, which I have not worn for years.
Beautiful relic at that.
Think so.
Don't you?
Were you down the harbour?
Were you?
Yes.
And so was I. What are you having?
Thank you, but it's all too late for me now. I was halfway out the door when you walked in just then. You won't be alone for long. I'll all be back soon. Plenty of company. Plenty of stories.
That bottle yours? You a whiskey drinker?
Yeah, more times than not.
Yeah, I remember that. Some tastes never change. Some are too dyed in the wool. I used to work here a time ago. In a room full of cheap beer, whiskey tends to stick out. I used to think, snob. Why can't he order a pint of bitter like any other man? Whiskey on the rocks. How vile. Tastes like piss. Hot piss.
Merry Christmas.
Indulge me. Just one drink, come on. On me.
I can hardly hold my eyes open. Night.
Now, what kind of gentleman are you leaving a woman untended? I could be ravaged by a pack of wild hyenas. Who knows? It's late. I'd have to fend for myself. And knowing you, you would get halfway home and kick yourself silly for denying a free drink. You'll turn back, fighting against the wind, only to find nothing but an empty seat, and you would never forgive yourself.
Oh, but I would.
Yeah, I find that unlikely. Bit of a soft touch. Observed that from afar.
You observed that from afar, did you?
Yes, I did. It's gleaming. A blind man could see that
I'm
you're
soft.
soft. Yeah, correct.
You're very fucking observant.
Thank you.
Listen, unless you've got a packet of toothpicks to hold my fucking eyes open, I suggest you let me go to bed.
All you need is a drink.
Why are you... What do you want? What do you want from me that you can't get off any man who walks through the pub door?
Glass of whiskey. All it will take.
You'll be fighting them off. It's not a fucking riot in here. So why are you pestering the one man on planet Earth who doesn't want to have a drink with you?
I'll be sport for choice. I'm sure of that. No doubt. But the fundamental thing is they lack your stories.
My stories ain't nothing special.
I've heard differently.
Well, you have been misled by some fucking joker, no doubt. No, they're nothing special. Exploits of a life poorly led.
I still want to hear them though.
You want a good story? Read a fucking book. One of them long Russian ones, preferably. Just leave me be. I'm tired. I'm so bloody tired.
I want to hear them, however derivative. I want a story from your lips and your lips only. A story is only a story, but a drink is a drink. So, how about a bottle of whiskey for a tale or two?
I don't even like whiskey, really.
Well, what do you want to drink? We're in a pub. There's choices.
Yeah, I'll have the whiskey.
For one story?
One story.
Terrific. I'll play behind. Tell me when to stop.
I'll do it.
Well, if there's ever the time to have the taste of hot piss in your mouth, it's when focusing on a great story.
I said a story. Not a great story.
Yeah, okay. To tall tales. You drink this.
Yeah. They say it's an acquired taste. I'm remaining hopeful.
Fire's on. What do you say? Story by the fire?
Story by the fire. What am I going to tell you? Any old story works for any old dullard that walks through these doors. Dream I had, one where I remembered my birth. You've heard all those before. Lost all meaning. Repetition has a habit of doing that. Drums a good story into the mud.
Any old story will do. I'm more impressionable than you think. I may have forgotten.
Could tell you one about a girl from years ago.
Sounds like a tall one.
Yeah. You wanted tall tales? That's a tall one.
Yeah.
We're talking 20 years ago, maybe more. Let's say 20 for the sake of the story. I met a girl, name of Grace. A beautiful thing. Don't bother with her, they said. She'll crush you. She'll be mincemeat by Tuesday. Have you for breakfast, that's what they said, but I like to challenge. And besides, by that point I'd had so many drinks thrown in my face and so much spit in my eye. I'd built up a sort of, what do you call it? An immunity.
An immunity? To what?
Embarrassment, I suppose. Yeah. I was in here when I first met her. First caught a proper glimpse. I've been seeing the back of her head around town for a while now. Always walking down the other end of the street, taking that left turn when I was taking a right. She had this big old book, falling apart the thing was. She looked so smart reading it. Those big frame glasses. And of course she had glasses. I've never seen a girl look so unapproachable. Shitting it, taking a glimpse. Felt like all the bones in my body had been rearranged, you know. I eventually spoke to her. Short answers. Expected. Short answers from the beautiful, unapproachable girl with the big frame glasses and the old book. What's that you're reading? I said. Yeats. Yeast? Who the fuck reads about yeast? Are you baking a cake or something? No, Yeats. He's an Irish poet. Now, I didn't know a sodding thing about poetry. I dabbled with it when I was 10 years old, but the enthusiasm had sort of waned since then. So I steers the conversation on to something else and invites her to take a walk with me down the pier. Now, I think she took me for a murderer to start with, on account of my awkwardness. But soon figured I was too thick-headed for such plans, and eventually she nodded, and off we went down the pier. Now we're down there, and I haven't said a fucking word since we left. Complete silence, totally useless. A whisper from my lips. You'd have had to burn me. What a fool I was to think I could say a word of sense to such a smart girl. She certainly wasn't about to start a conversation. So, I decided the best course of action was to stop dead in my tracks and start spouting some Shakespeare that stuck in my head from school. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art lovelier and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summers... you know the rest. I looked at Tit, but it worked. It worked. She pulled me in proper quick and gave me this kiss. Like the kiss of life. Like the movies. Waves crashing all around us like a choir, like music, singing love in Latin over and over and over again. I'd never had felt anything like it before. No, it weren't the poem. No, I must have tried that trick a few times. Dismal response. It weren't the pier either. I can't tell you the number of times we walked up and down that thing, never to feel a repeat. No. One of life's mysteries, I guess. Guess we'll leave it to mystery. Another time, we were in here. This had become a haunt by that point, and been dating a short while. Heaven, every day. I never felt so lucky. And she comes walking through those doors with this look on her face. Fear. Pure terror. Horrible look. And she clocks eyes with me and gives me this half smile that says she's not quite sure how she's feeling. And then I see she's holding something. Now I'm crying because it's a pregnancy test. Positive. Now, we knew the thing had to go. No illusion to that. But there was an unspoken agreement between us that we would bask in it for a couple of weeks. Just fantasize about the sheer joy of it all, what it would be like if we were parents. A week later, maybe less, poor thing died. Now, you try to rebuild. You try to make sense of it all. You can't just throw away the past like that, but I came home one day, not long after. Half-empty wardrobe. She was gone. We just couldn't cope, could we, Grace? I basically lived in here after that. This fucking pub. Killing away the days, killing away the weeks, months, years. Killing it all away. That was my choice. I chose that. I can take that. And you had to call.
Right now, Arthur, let's stop, shall we? I've heard enough stories.
I know exactly why you're here, Grace. Don't think I don't. Don't think I can't feel that burn. I'm not stuck in the dark. I know exactly what's happened. You want to hear it from me, then I want the truth. This next part of the story is more yours than mine.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because it hurts.
It hurts? I thought you stopped hurting when you move on.
Not when facing the past, then it hurts.
Then hurt. wallow, scream. But you will tell me your part. You asked the story off me, and I obliged. You're entitled to your hesitation period, but you will tell me yours. Come on, have a drink. Courage. Drink it up, Grace. Drink up for courage. Time for your part, your turn. What happened, what you did, the kicker.
I told you I lied. All those years ago, I lied to you about the miscarriage. I lied to you because if I didn't, I'd still be stuck here. In this town, this pit. Pissing my life away. Pissing our child's life away on some rotten stretch of fucking mud. It's a void, this place, Arthur. Nothing grows here, it's dead. I was born here, but it was always your home, not mine. I was born here, I began here, but I didn't want to end here, too. My entire life encapsulated in a 3-mile stretch. Crammed in, leaving the world a resentful old hag, scouring at life poorly spent. If I had her here, I never would have left. I would have nailed myself to the ground for the rest of my life suffering.
What else?
I'd say that's enough.
No. What else, Grace? Please.
I told you I was married. Was a ballet teacher in the big city. That our child, our daughter, she was beautiful. She had your eyes, your smile, your nose. Nothing of me. Which made it more difficult, but made me love her even more. I told you, despite the likeness, that she didn't know you existed. I thought that was best. That they were no longer. Both of them. Gone. My husband, our daughter, gone. Horrible crash. Took them all. Left me. Was picking pieces of glass out of my belly whilst our baby, she was halfway down the street. Straight through the windshield. My husband beside me, his face was gone. Just red. Oh, fucking red. It was a deer. Only a fucking deer. I felt I met my end. And I thought about coming back. Living a life with you. that I knew wouldn't have worked. Too much pain. All that mess. I told you I had pills in my purse. Enough to stun an ox. More than enough to rid me. And that if I took them all, that I'd be with them. And that I wanted to feel someone's warmth when I did. Someone's touch, someone's breath. It was an idea. I knew it was selfish of me to even think it, let alone ask you, because I could see the hurt in your eyes and the venom on your tongue. I thought if I said it, it would make things easier. It just angered you more. My awareness of my own selfishness made your anguish double. And I deserve that. After a while, you accepted.
Yeah, you know who I ran into the other day?
Who?
Dorothy Wood.
Jesus Christ. You know, last time I saw her, she was wearing rainbow fucking dungarees and was screaming at a speed bump.
Yeah. Sorted herself out though, a proper...
Yeah?
Yeah, looking full.
Good. Good, good.
Wrote her a love poem when I was in it.
Yeah, you told me.
I'm sorry. It's one of my tiredest tales.
You made your dad proud though. Come on.
Yeah, I made my dad proud. Only time I ever did, I think. 4 words he had for me. It was nice, that, son. What's that?
Souvenir. We found it in the park last year. Promised I'd wear it forever, and I have.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it just?
Do you think she would have liked me?
You would have been her favourite. Partners in crime.
Partners in crime. Did she laugh like me?
Yeah. You remember this place?
Should I?
I would have thought so. This is where I grew up. I only took you here once. It was at that leaky place by the time we met.
A leaky place, yeah. Yeah, carpet bugs everywhere.
They left this to me. I've got no one to leave it to. Do you want it?
This hotel.
Yeah.
I hate Emmett's Grace. What would I want with a hotel?
Well, they pulled the leaky place down years ago, and this is the closest we're going to get to, you know, where we started.
It's enough, Grace.
Speaking of souvenirs, look. Pictures.
What are these?
That's second birthday, forcing her to watch Labyrinth there.
What about that one?
Not so long ago. First time in the sea. She loved it.
That's my girl. You got her swimming then?
I couldn't stop her. Do you want it?
No. No, I just Hey, I took that one.
Oh, that one was her favourite. It's the only picture where I look a little bit like her.
Can I have this? Can I have this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yours. Old hag's hands. How did that happen?
You still look the same to me, Grace.
Hip flask. Okay.
Gotta look the part, don't
I have this image in my head of your liver walking out the door, whistling a tune with a bindle.
If my liver don't like it, it can fuck off.
Shall I tell you how I met him?
Your other half?
Michael.
Michael. Yeah, sure. I'd like to hear it.
So I'm 9 months pregnant, and it's absolutely lashing down with rain. I'm waddling through Oxford Street, purse over my head, tiny thing, it wasn't offering me any shelter at all. And you know when it rains so hard that it starts to get into your eyes and blind you? Yeah. I couldn't see a thing. No vision at all. I'm waddling through Oxford Street, not knowing if I'm going left or right. Back, forward, all I could see is wet. And I might have waddled half a mile at this point. But it all looked the same to me. And then I stopped feeling it on my skin, but I could hear it was still raging on. So I thought maybe I was so drenched I was beyond feeling it. Until I become a little bit less blind and my eyes start to adjust. And to my left, there's this man dressed in the sharpest suit. I mean the sharpest, of Brooks Brothers or something. And the rain is absolutely hammering him. And I look up and he's holding his umbrella over me. So we looked at each other, smiled, carried on like that for another mile in the rain. He was a good dad to her. He was good to me too.
I don't doubt it, Grace. I don't doubt it.
I know we can get more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Lead the way.
Ready?
Yeah. Come on.
Alright, you're fine. You squeeze my hand. You kiss it. You look at me and smile. You stroke the back of my neck. So gentle.
Grace. Best one I've got.
No embellishments?
No. Ask me that. Right. I'm 19 years old, working as a KP at Senior Willie's, the most rotten place on earth, honestly. Shit they fried up in there, you'd want a fucking tetanus shot in that. Pure horror show. I worked there 5 days a week, 10 hours a day, with my hands in the sink all that time. I began to take on the complexion of an aquatic mammal. I was in that sink that long. Now, the head chef in there is Scouser, a filthy bloke by the name of Colin Sleeth. Disgusting, obnoxious, fat as a house. Took up all the airspace in that tiny kitchen they had me working in. And the worst part, he used to walk up to you and eat raw sausages.
No.
Raw sausages. And come right up in your face. Munching the things down. Yeah, kid, have a bit of these, lad. Fucking have a munch on those, yeah, not wrong with these, lad. Ah, I don't know what planet he was from, but I have never looked at a chipolata the same way since. I put up with that all summer long because I had this motor out my eyes on, second-hand Ford Escort, but good enough to call new. Now, I didn't have a license, but that wouldn't matter because I knew I'd be too fast to pull over. Evening of September the 1st, I go to pick up the car and driving home to Mum and Dad's, smooth as you like. I was a fucking natural. Pull up outside Mum and Dad's, proper job. Out comes Dad. He's not got his teeth in though, so he's shouting and I can't tell what he's saying, but it's clear from the frown on his face that he is not saying, "What a nice car you got there, son. How quick does it go from 0 to 60? Out comes Mum with the teeth. Dad whacks him in and starts waving his arms around like he's directing fucking aeroplanes. Looks at me and says, "You will not spend one fucking night in this house as long as I breathe until you take that piece of shit back to where you got it from." Well, I wasn't having that. I looked him dead in the eye, and the first time in my life, defiance. Put the key back in the ignition, turned it on, and sped off into the night. Up to this girl's house. Leaky carpet bugs nest of a place, but that didn't bother me nothing, because she was there, and that is all that mattered. I gets there, and I'm banging on the door as loud as I can and screaming her name at the top of my voice. I bang on the door so hard I put my hand through the window, cut myself up silly. I fall back clutching my bleeding arm, and she comes out brandishing a knife. Wow, she clocks it's me and lowers the blade. But by that point, it's too late. I'm fucked. Fucking Roger's turn up, chuck me in the back of a riot van. She's there, comes out, banging on the window of this meat wagon, screaming she'll wait for me, and calling the police fucking pigs, which didn't help my predicament at all, but it was quite romantic, I thought. 2 days and 12 stitches later, I turned back up at her door. It was 12.
What?
2 days and 12 stitches later, I'm back at her door. And this time I'm knocking like a gentleman. She answers. And we, well, that was when we really got to know each other. Happy times. Hey. Go on.
I look behind you. To your left. An idea strikes me, something romantic. Something sweet.
I don't think I can stomach it, Grace.
Come on. One dance, please. Every girl's dream.
One song. Got no rhythm.
been so good to me.
Please.
Sweetheart.
I hoped that you would come back. That you would come back into my arms and whisper in my ear, "It's me. I'm here." And I'd forget all the years. I'd forget, and it would all just fall away. I hoped. Hope is the poison that keeps us all alive, isn't it? Without hope, you might as well be dead.
I need you to tell me what happened to you. I need to hear you say it.
What if I just want to stay here, Grace? With the memories. They're all I have left.
Darling, where we're going, there's only memories. Now, I need you to tell me what happened. I need you to tell me how you died.
Bauble. On the floor there. I went to pick it up, put it on the tree, and I moved on. I died. I died. Something in my head went pop, and off I dropped. Death by bauble. What a way to go. Moved on, Grace. Just like you did.
Oh, vanity of sleep, hope, dream, endless desire. Horses of disaster plunge through the heavy clay. Beloved, let your eyes half close, and your heart beat over my heart. Drown in love's lonely hour in the deep twilight of rest, and hiding the tossing manes and the tumultuous feet. Yeet.
Fucking yeets.
Do you hear that?
What?
Church bells. It's
Christmas Day on the other side.